Hey guys, in my Humanities 231 class here at Southwestern Christian College, just wanted to give you some immediate feedback regarding the most important thing you learned today, feedback from the class that you did at the end of class. Here's one that says, what I learned today was even the smartest people say and believe foolish things. That was certainly a very important part of our discussion today, not to put down smart people or things of that nature, but just simply, as you know, to illustrate that intelligence alone doesn't keep you from drifting into irrational thought. There are other factors that are involved, and we're going to be talking about those more and more as we go through our Escape from Reason series. Here's one that says, the time frame we have to do our final term paper. Now, this student was saying that that was very important information because I would assume she values the grade and the assessment that we're going to be doing on the term paper. So that's a very legitimate answer. And so, what I'm hoping from that is that she, as well as others in the class, are very aware of that timeline and the percentage worth of the various things on the paper, and that will guide you and maybe keep you from procrastinating a little bit. This is an individual that says, nothing comes out of nothing. Another way of saying that is ex nihilo nihil fit, out of nothing, nothing comes, or something can't come from nothing. This, as we mentioned in class, should probably be considered as just common sense. However, this illustrates the irrational thinking that many have drifted into. Smart people, uh, people in the scientific community, people, and in the past, there's been a thought of spontaneous generation, that it was possible for something to come out of nothing. In the quantum realm, there are individuals that are continuing that there's subatomic particles that just mysteriously pop into existence. Is that true? That's an important thing to ask, because I don't think all of that research into the quantum realm has shown that. It's just simply an observation of the fact that things can move rapidly between locations, perhaps in ways that we don't immediately perceive. Here's an individual that says, I learned that out of nothing, nothing comes, meaning to me, you have to have something in order to have something. If you don't have anything to give, nothing will be given. That's certainly true as well. And so I'm glad this idea of out of nothing, nothing comes has registered with many of the students. This student says, I learned about the idea of the syllogism. And then they used some of the examples that we used in class. And that also, he noted that just because a syllogism is valid or it's in the correct form doesn't mean you're going to necessarily come to a true conclusion, because first off, both your premises have to be true, and the syllogism, of course, has to be constructed correctly. It has to be valid. But if it is constructed correctly and both premises are true, then your conclusion will inevitably be true. But if your premises are false, or even one of them is false, that obviously can upset things quite a bit. Here's a student that's saying, we just don't take others' outlook on things. You have to find and do your own research. I'm really glad that this student said this. This shows some real critical thinking skills, because this is one of the things that we're trying to cultivate in this class. As a college student, you not only acquire these very valuable tools of logic, but you're also learning research skills that will help you to just check things out in life. That just because a politician or a respected individual, even a preacher, just because people in authority say something, that doesn't automatically make it true. You have to do your own research into matters to come to correct conclusions. Otherwise, we're just going along with the crowd. We're not necessarily doing anything that can be called critical thinking. And finally, here's a student that says the most important thing I learned today was once again the syllogism. It was a three-part construction which includes a primary premise, a secondary premise, and a conclusion. It's also referred to as deductive reasoning. This is a student that was obviously paying close attention to this. In addition to knowing the details, what we're interested in is that you know how to construct and use a syllogism, and how this will help you to come to correct conclusions on things. Because as we know, it's better to come to true conclusions than to false conclusions. We want to make sure that we have the tools to come to conclusions that are correct. Obviously, it's better to be correct than to be incorrect. And these are tools that can certainly help us to do that. Thank you so much for these responses. This is some immediate feedback for you. We want to continue to give you that as we continue here in our Humanities 231 class. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.